Essential has brought its first officially released hardware to New York City for a first look event. About 2 years in the making, the Essential phone and 360 camera accessory were launched. A labor of love and sometimes turmoil, Android creator Andy Rubin has finally brought us his vision. So, was it a thing of beauty or an awkward nightmare? Join me as we take a closer look. The initial mission of the Essential phone was to make a phone that's more screen than phone, and though multiple designs were made, ultimately the device ended up with a chin at the bottom, which they hoped to one day remove, and a front-facing camera surrounded by screen, which they considered axing altogether. It is a quite small camera though, and surprisingly, we never paid much mind to the protrusion into the screen. The sides of the Essential phone are titanium, while the back is ceramic, allowing for maximum durability and signal reception, all while keeping looks on the up and up. It is a thicker phone, with somewhat squared edges, so holding it in the hand feels reminiscent of the first click-wheel iPods. In back, the dual cameras do not protrude from the body, which is something the Essential team wanted to make sure of. Below that is the fingerprint sensor, and next to the camera components are two small copper dots for connecting peripherals. More on those later. The 5.7-inch display that's crammed into the relatively short Essential phone is bright and vibrant, showing clear details. A 1312 by 2560 resolution creates 504 pixels per inch, which should make videos and web surfing a joy on this device. Two 13-megapixel sensors comprise the dual camera setup on the Essential phone, both with f-stop 185 aperture. While one sensor picks up black and white, the other does RGB, combining information from both to create the most detailed image possible. When it comes to the camera, Essential's primary focus was to make a good point-and-shoot performer, so you won't see a myriad of shooting modes and options here. Swipe left to shoot in black and white, swipe again to shoot slow-mo, or tap the red button to start recording video. Along the top are toggles for video resolution, flash, HDR, self-timer, and the front-facing camera. No other settings or options exist, no pro mode, and no depth of field, though Essential hasn't ruled out adding more features in the future. After Effects are also minimal, though we do like the lone video option, which allows users to stabilize videos after the fact. The 8-megapixel front-facing camera is no slouch either, packing the ability to shoot 4K videos in regular and slow-mo formats. Being the first hardware child of the father of Android has its perks. In this case, those include timely updates and an unlocked bootloader for non-carrier versions of the Essential phone. Not only is it developer-friendly, but also world-capable, packing all the antennas necessary to function to its fullest in most any country. The Essential phone runs on the Snapdragon 835 processor with 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of UFS 2.1 storage, which is more good news for those craving a legitimate third contender in the Android market. Clearly, no corners were cut here. This, coupled with stock Android, means that tasks are quick to execute and heavy use should be no issue. Of course, we'll need more time with the device to properly evaluate this. Essential is dedicated to the creation of a larger IoT ecosystem, and as such, made it a point to release a modular accessory at the same time as its flagship phone. The 360 camera sells for $199 as a separate purchase, but bundles with the phone for only $50 more, so clearly they want this in people's hands. Much like the phone, many prototypes came and went before the design code was cracked. The camera connects magnetically to the back of the phone, latching onto the two copper pins only for power. Data is transferred wirelessly through a Wi-Fi adjacent protocol and does so at the speed of 5 gigabits per second, the max speed of USB 3.0. Impressive stuff for a wireless protocol. 360-degree photos are taken easily in a fashion much like Motorola's Moto Mod we saw last month, where scrolling on the phone's screen orients the cameras. Video capture is a bit different though, as you need not scroll or move the camera to capture all areas. Simply stand still while it records in up to 4K resolution, and in playback, you can scroll around the video to see all the surroundings it recorded. A first in 360 video capture. Two 12-megapixel sensors compose the optics of the camera, while 4 mics surround it to pick up 3D sound. There's even a miniature fan inside the device to keep it from getting too hot. Essential's first pieces of hardware have proven to be well thought out and soundly executed. While many still give the Galaxy S8 the crown for best-looking infinity display, the Essential phone offers an interesting take on the concept, and will certainly have its fans. From materials to computing components, Essential has cut no corners on its flagship offering. Selling for $700 or $750 with the 360 camera, the Essential phone aims to compete with the best in the biz, and we can't wait to see how this deeply rooted, yet new contender fares in our testing and in the market. So stay tuned for our review on this shortly. I'm Corey Gaskin with PhoneArena. Thanks for watching.